Hey, it's Thankful Thursday. We just shot about a 20-minute plus video that if you watch the entire thing, the value will be massive. I'm sitting with two-time Super Bowl winner David Deal, Rob Gill, Tina Powers, Nicole Kidman. All we're talking about is what's actually happening here. Kind of ripped it open a little bit,
yeah,
right, David?
Absolutely. We definitely rip things open, just like offensive linemen like to.
Of that Legendary Mastermind, what we're up to. My goodness, I don't often feel emasculated. Every time I say this to David, I'm like, oh my God, I look like I'm an absolute mission. No, I'm just teasing. So it's utterly amazing. But watch, if you want to know what Legendary Mastermind's up to, what our real intentions are, where we are, and what we've been up to, watch that full video. In short, to change the world, to build something that's never been built, to merge ecosystems so people understand how to go from where they are to where they want to go with joy and happiness and real, tangible understanding. Anything else, Jess?
Amen.
Amen.
Let's
Love you guys.
bring it.
Let's go.
All right.
Hey, it's Thankful Thursday. This is 2020 Vision meets Legendary Mastermind. I have the absolute pleasure of being in the room with Mr. David Deal, Tina Powers, Nicole Kidman, Rob Gill, and Heather's filming. What's up? So we have been, as you can see, there's like this crazy board that we just moved in. We're not even in the conference room. David moved this in. It's like as big as him, I think. So like designing all this awesome stuff. And here's the key. You know, people sometimes, a couple of different topics I want to cover. The first topic is, like, how do you know who you want to do business with and what people's hearts are and intentions are, and how does, like, money come in and deal with, like, giving and abundance, right? Like, Dave, you agree?
Absolutely.
That gets complicated?
Yeah, I definitely do. I think one of the things that you want to make sure is when you're doing work with somebody, that number one, you know that they're doing it with integrity, that the best interest is for the client first, last, and always. Secondly, they're passionate about what they do. They love what they're doing, because everybody that is passionate wears those emotions on their sleeves, and you can see it in the way that they present themselves to you. But more importantly, we're just trying to continue to create ecosystems where everybody involved is rowing the boat in the same way, even if the current's going the opposite way, that everybody's fully committed, everybody's willing to grow and build with the process, and more importantly, committed to doing it weekly, bi-weekly, whatever it takes to get the best outcome, not only for themselves, but the people around them.
Absolutely. And one of the things that we've been chatting about is, hey, by the way, David, would you like to make more money?
Without a doubt.
Tina, yourself?
Absolutely.
Nicole?
Hell yeah.
Rob?
Yes.
So what gets weird, right? What gets weird is when you start to talk about that, it's like, whoa, wait, like, you know, Rob Gill comes out, like, is the saber-tooth tiger in the bushes, like, what's going on, right? So
What would you do without me?
I don't know. I love, like, Rob's become just an epic story and all of this, right? So, but at the same time, what is incredibly interesting to me is that there are folks, is the complexity of our emotions around money. Because there are folks that stand up on stage who we love and talk about making more money. There are folks that stand up on stage who talk about making more money who people are grossed out by and don't like. There are people who make billions of dollars that become icons in our culture and our society who we love and we admire and look up to and cherish their words. There are people who make billions that are like villains and they're gross and terrible. So Tina, just out of curiosity, because we had a lot of conversations about people and ethics and money, for you, what's the difference for you in somebody you look at that makes money that you admire and like really feel drawn towards, and then people who make money that you're like pushed away from? What's it for you?
To do business with. I'm very honest when I make a business transaction or do anything in business. So I look for somebody that is going to be as honest as I am, because you don't want to enter a particular business situation and, you know, down the line you find out that that person's integrity.
But how do you, so got it, thank you. How do you see that? Like, so who do you admire that's a successful name brand business? First name that comes to mind.
Martha Stewart and Oprah are my
so
business
awesome.
icons.
Martha Stewart that went to prison. No, there's
She
nothing.
did.
No, I'm not
Yeah.
criticizing it.
She
Right,
did.
watch. So isn't it interesting how some people, and a lot of us, I think, see Martha, I do, as almost like that it was really wrong that she went to prison.
Yeah.
It was something that might not have happened if it was somebody who worked in my law firm, it might not have happened to them,
Absolutely.
but because she was Martha Stewart, she was prosecuted. But we'll put that aside for a moment. Why do you love Martha Stewart and Oprah as icons for you?
And just to touch on that, I agree they used her as an example because there are so many other people out there that are doing the exact same thing for much more money. And I believe that initial investment tip-off was, I think, like $40,000, or it was a really minuscule amount to compare
so it gets
to her net worth.
politicized and people attack.
Absolutely.
Right?
So it was to shine a light on her, to
So
use her as
what
an
is it about
example.
those people that you admire that draws you towards them?
Just the way that she started her business, you know, starting from making food and being a caterer, you
In
know.
Nutley, New Jersey.
Yeah, she's
That's
from
right.
Nutley,
And we're in New
New
Jersey,
Yeah,
by
we
the
are
way.
in New
today.
Jersey.
Two-time
Yeah.
Super Bowl winner, David Gill, the Giants.
See, look at that, a little trivia out there.
Yeah.
Almost as important
Double D.
as Rob Gill from Bayonne. Right? Almost as important, right, in terms of background. Right, getting shot at in the streets of Bayonne. Jersey City. What's up? I was born in Jersey City. So I hear from nothing to something. Oprah was abused, craziness, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask you this, Tina? I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
Just, right? Who is it that has a lot that you look at that you like? I don't like them. I don't admire them, and it bothers me they have a lot. And I'm not judging. I'm going somewhere else. So just play the game with me. Like Rob Gill always is like, where you going? Saber-tooth tiger, right? Just play the game. So who is it that honestly you could say, hey, yeah, they're not somebody I'm a fan of. I don't want to get good.
I can't call anyone out by name per se, but
Tina's too nice.
But
So, how about Rob or David? But who is it that somebody name a name that you feel like, ugh, I really don't like those people. Well, yeah, how about this? We had a conversation about Scientology.
No.
I'll name names. We had a conversation about Scientology, right? And so there's this feeling of like this is this massive enterprise, and I'll name some of the behaviors we didn't like. We're like, this doesn't really feel like a religion. It feels more. And I'm not. By the way, I don't know enough, but I'm just giving our real conversation.
Yeah.
So it was like, well, like they kind of invented this, like Dianetics by L. Ron Hubbard was a personal development book, and then it became like about a tax break, so it invented into a religion. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know enough. If you're a Scientologist out there, tell me I'm wrong. I'm open to it. I don't know everything.
and then you have people starting to follow that,
Yeah.
and it's an empty entity that they're following when the person that started it for tax breaks.
Yep.
Right.
And
So
for me,
at
it's-
least our
so-
impression. Good for
It's like Dave Ramsey, who puts everything in a general vacuum, and he gives misinformation to people because he gets paid by the advertisers to say that on whatever channel he's doing. So from that standpoint, I don't know how wealthy he is
Who's
or
Dave?
not.
What's Dave Ramsey?
He's in the financial services industry and
Yeah,
kind of.
see, even hear Rob's tone. So
Yep.
why are we saying this? We're not trying to be mean to Scientology, Dave Ramsey,
Yep.
and we're not trying to promote Oprah and Martha Stewart. The point that we're trying to make is, this is complicated.
Yeah.
And your branding and everything is like really fine lines. Like, there are people whose work I admire and follow who have horrendous and terrible things written about them that have changed and transformed my life, right? So for you, as you grow, I think this is the first outcome for today, as you grow, you have to realize when you start monetizing whatever it is that you do, it's gonna make people go, whoa. But it's amazingly ironic, because the same people that go whoa about you are the same people that want what you want. More money, in less time, with greater fulfillment. And everybody, Dale Carnegie had some beautiful things written. There were murderers on death row that were interviewed in some work that Dale Carnegie cited in one of his books, I forget which one. And to a person, they asked these folks on death row, hey, do you think you're a good person? Do you think that you have integrity? And they're like, yes. So we all think we're a good person, but it gets interesting as we begin to blame and judge other people. So why am I addressing that? Because in Legendary Mastermind last time, we talked about stepping into our greatness, and as we do, and as you grow, people are going to shoot at you. And the icons that we love and we respect, they've been shot at by tons and tons of people, from Oprah to Tony Robbins to everybody across the board that's achieved a high level of success. When you do, people come at you in a variety of different ways. So that was an awesome first part.
It's funny that you said that, because my quote that I put up on Instagram yesterday, I put up, one day the same people who doubted you will be the same people one day telling everybody how they met you. Be patient.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I freaking love that.
So that was literally my quote yesterday, because the same people that'll doubt you will be the one praising you, because you weren't worried about what people thought. You weren't worried about their opinions. You were worried about what you felt, what you believed, what you knew was right, and what would be something that would be an outlier that other people aren't thinking about.
Yeah. So I'm gonna like rip it wide open. on this video for me, right?
Right.
So, and I'm pretty clear about the things that I want and desire, and because I had a number of people say, what is Legendary Mastermind? Like, what is it that you're doing? Aren't you an attorney? And why are you wearing all black a lot lately? And what's going on with that?
You went the Johnny Cash
morning.
route. I asked him Johnny Cash.
Yeah. So I'll answer a couple of those questions real quickly, and then I'll turn it to everybody else.
Why are you wearing black?
I'm wearing all black because I've really decided to stop hiding and start really consistently, aggressively, with integrity, pursuing the building of my dreams. And I wear all black because when I was a freshman in high school, I went to Emerson High School, shout out to the Cavos. It had a profound impact on my life. And we got there, they told us that Emerson was is an incredible sports town. It certainly was in the 80s. And they would tell us all the time that our grade, we were smaller, we weren't as athletic, and the tradition of football excellence that had been built in the late 70s and 80s in Emerson was over with our grade. We're gonna stink, we're gonna suck, right? Like that's what we heard as 8th graders. And in fact, I worked with my buddies Roy and Tom. Roy was our quarterback, Tom was our middle linebacker, fullback, I was defensive back, wide receiver. And we got to be freshmen, we were really scared. And then we met this immense, unbelievable leader, Dennis Slazak. I wrote a blog about him. If you ever want to read it, Google Sean Callagy, Dennis Slazak. He changed our lives. And also our coach, Bob Karsich. Coach Karsich was amazing, but Coach Slazak taught us to just be together, to be brothers, and to back down from no one or anything on earth. And this is the truth. I never set foot in an athletic field in high school and ever thought about the size of our opponents physically. My mom would say to, like, after graduation, I never want to say this when we were in high school, that they used to laugh and go, oh my God, we look like a bunch of midgets on the football field.
I was the opposite on the field.
It was the opposite, right? He was a giant, right? So, and be like, how are we going to win? And we were crushing everybody. And as freshmen, our colors were black, right? So, and by the time we got to varsity, we were the first class in the history of Emerson that transitioned the uniforms, the jerseys, the home jerseys, to black, right? Wow. So when I wear black, I feel like I'm in my Cavo uniform. And I'm playing and stepping up in life in a huge way, and it makes me feel like I'm ready to go. It
it's
makes
great
me
for your
think
mindset.
it is.
Yeah.
It triggers me, sets me on stage.
Yeah.
I think of Coach Slazak, I think of Coach Karsich, I think of Coach Larry Ennis. I played for iconic people in a small public high school. I was so blessed and privileged to do it. We overcame so much together. Last thing I'll say about that, in honor of Coach Slazak, we played Cresskill, right? Shout out to the Cougars. By the way, Cougar meat, right? We crushed you. So, right? So we were told they were like X and O. They'd never lost the game in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. We didn't have junior football in Emerson. We played them for the Freshman League Championship. We were told by everyone we were going to get killed. They had a running back that weighed 200 pounds as a freshman. Our right defensive back, true story, James DePasupal, weighed 95 pounds. True story. He put his head on the football twice during that game and made their 200-pound running back fumble. They never crossed our 50-yard line. We shut them out. We won the Freshman League Championship. We got our black jackets, which I could cry. We're crying every day because we said F you to everybody who said it ended with us. And so black means that to me.
State of mind.
Yep, being an underdog,
Mind.
having people say you can't, and then, by the way, winning the league championship as seniors and doing it for Roy when he got a spleen taken, all kinds of insanity. That's what wearing that means. By the way, the relevance of all this is that I wanted for so much of my life, and I worked at coaching junior football in Emerson, running other programs, baseball and otherwise. I wanted humans to have the same experience that I did in this world, to be taught the lessons I was taught at Emerson by people like Coach Slazak, Coach Karsich, Coach Ennis, Coach Conti, and Coach Filato, all these other amazing people. And then at one point in my, later in my adult life, my business life, I met the work of Tony Robbins and others, and Jay Abraham, and I became a certified coach. And when you put it all together, it was so heavy, David, Tina, Nicole, Rob, you, so heavy on my heart that, like, what if people didn't have the same, whether they were poor in the inner city, whether they were rich in the suburbs, what if they didn't have, and by the way, my grandparents, my family, I felt like I had so many incredible mentors. What if other people didn't have that? So I felt, even though I grew up without money, right, I felt like I had been given such an unfair advantage because of the teachers, the mentors, the love, that I had from my grandparents, my family, my parents, Coach Lays, like all those coaches I just described, then finding Tony Robbins' work, it was like, are you kidding me? Right? Are you kidding me? And so my idea was, how do you give that to other people? And that is the world I fell in love with. And that's what I did for a while, and then I, like, you know, back in the mid-2000s, and then I took a break from it with my kids, and I ran coaches and teams and did it for the kids I coached in club baseball, for the programs that we're creating. And now I'm back wanting to do it for the world with people like Honored, 2-time Super Bowl winner David Deal. Like, are you kidding? Like, we're sitting here, by the way, knows Coach Ennis, my high school coach, because when he died, Coach Ennis died, Bill Parcells, Super Bowl winning coach, called my high school coach a mentor of his.
Said it's one of the greatest coaches and human beings he's ever been around in his life.
That's what Bill Parr says about Larry Ennis.
Yep.
And so we had that in common. So David, does this resonate with you? Is that somewhat why we're sitting in the same room
100%.
Talking about everything we're talking? Please.
Absolutely. I mean, that's why we're sitting here, is because we're figuring out ways to merge all of our ecosystems to do accomplish one goal, and that's to win championships together. You know, when you sit there and you're part of a Super Bowl team like I was, your quarterbacks are meeting together, your wide receivers are meeting together, your running backs are meeting together. But when you get on the practice field, the communication between each group better be clear so that all 11 people are on the same page, because if not, all it takes is one person out of that 11 to make a difference between winning, losing, or winning championships, or not even making the playoffs. So when you have that accountability, that trust, that love, and that brotherhood for one another, you know when times are tough, you can look each other in the eye, know that that person's working just as hard as you are.
Awesome, awesome. Rob, how about yourself, brother? How does this resonate for you?
Yeah, tremendous. Just want to, first of all, I want to talk about Legendary Mastermind out in LA, which was an unbelievable experience of a room full of everybody. It was a safe place.
Can I just say this? This is not scripted. I don't script videos. I didn't ask Rob to say that. None of us are here to like BS you. We're like speaking the truth about what is. Rob?
To back on Legendary Mastermind, so what I noticed about that room, and Sean and Chris put that together, was the ability for everyone to communicate in a way that was wide open. Everybody was stepping into their own greatness. There was great opportunity. I was on stage with David and Sean. There was great speakers, phenomenal speakers that were out there in a place that even when David and I were talking about it privately, from a standpoint of what he's accomplished in life, it was a safe place for him from a standpoint of, you know, people weren't trying to grab, except for me when I was trying to get the picture with you the one time, but, you know, people weren't grabbing at him and the way it would normally be in some public settings sometimes, you know, so, and not that he shies away from that, because he does it, he's phenomenal with fans and people that want to meet him.
Space to like do his business.
Yes.
And
yes. You got to have some exclusivity to where you can be comfortable and open up. But more than anything, that's the greatest thing about Legendary Mastermind, is that you may have this group of 50, 60 people, whatever it be. By the end of the day, you're going to know everybody on a completely different level, and it's not just about what you do. It's about what you do and what I do and how we can merge together to make it one.
And today, the stuff that we were going through was really about to really help people that are out there in life that are also going to impact other people in their life. And we're digging deep into the Callagy results formula. We're digging deep on how to create let's say a global brand, right? Is that the best way to describe it?
Can I jump in, Rob?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So for real, like what's going on here is we're talking about building something that's never been built before. I don't want a quick money grab. None of us do. I would be sickened to take people's money for something that they didn't get a tangible, exponential dollar for dollar return on their investment of time and money.
My character is way more important to me than my reputation.
Absolutely, yeah.
Who I am as a person is way more important than any type of money, anything that anybody's going to try to throw at you.
And so we had a conversation where I was educating, we were educating each other, but one moment I was educating on my vision for programs that I've done, right, and that I'm relaunching. And I was sharing, Rob's like, oh, this system. I'm like, no, those are not good clients for us, because we can't give them the return that they need because of this.
Yep.
This is not for these kind of folks because we can't give them a return on that. Yep. It's for these. We might build programs for those other people, but the programs we're talking about in Legendary and the spin-off programs that we're going to be generating are programs to help people accelerate their income in their business now through ecosystem mergers and strategic partnerships. And by the way, we're not selling at the end of this video. We're just checking in on where we are, heading towards Legendary Mastermind Dallas. Because I could do a quick money grab, I promise. I know how to make people say yes, I know how to coach people, I can make a ton of money, right? I could have tried to manipulate and do things, or not manipulate, try to make a faster speed up to generating income for coaching and training and development through a lot of things that I could easily do. That is not what we're doing. We're building something that has never been built in the history of personal development and the world, is what we're building. That is what we're building. Nothing less, and I'm gonna kick it to you in a second, Rob. Nothing less. We're open to emerging ecosystems with anyone with integrity and everyone. But I tell you what, back up, because I've never lost in my life. At the end, I've lost games, I've never lost the season. I will not lose at this. We will not lose at this. And we're here to build something for the challenge that has troubled me for a long time. And that challenge is, why don't people get all of the results they want? And I've thought for 2 decades about closing those gaps and windows and pieces, right? And that's what the mission and passion of my heart, Rob.
Yeah, it's a great point. And today was really about congruently kind of getting on the same page and creating that world-class structure, right? To really kind of look at everything across the board. And, you know, at the end of the day, when it's really about having a positive impact on people that really, truly want help, but they don't have a map, you know, Sean and the stuff that he's really kind of done his exercise over the last 20 years. And I will give a shout out to the Callagy Results Formula, because it did have an impact on me on my 3-day immersion in early March, which is process mastery, influence mastery, and self-mastery.
Brother, can I just say something?
Please.
Like, we're being real.
Sure.
Did it have an impact, or was it way beyond like breakthrough transformation level?
It had a massive breakthrough impact multiplied by every multiverse across the multiverses, within every sand of a beach that represents a universe, within universes of universes, 100% infinity.
Prime example, this week you spoke. Is that the best I've ever heard you speak, Tina, Sean?
Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta, you know, Sean has done tremendous one-on work with me in particular, you know, and really has helped me elevate from a confidence.
And how about the number of speaking engagements? What have you spoken 20 times in the past 6 to 8 months?
Easily.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And had you ever spoken?
No.
You'd never spoken before.
No.
And all of a sudden you're speaking, and
Yes.
the groups you're speaking in front of are massive. That's part of the teaching and training.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, that's how Rob goes from 8 meetings that were whatever
25.
to 25. And by
Yeah.
the way, the 25 is going to become 50 instantly, and they should be with you. Okay.
But no, let me touch on that, because anyone could go from, and just let me play in the space a little bit, from 8
Yeah.
to 25 if they're not really being honest with themselves, and they could kind of just say, yeah, I had a meeting, but they're not really having a meeting, they're just having coffee with somebody and talking about, you know, the Giants season or the Steelers season, right? The thing from Sean, and what I'm really trying to stress this, is it's not just the 8 meetings to 25, because I was pretty good in my business. It's the 25 meetings that are so high level conditioned from a standpoint of being open to communicate with each other, and the distinctions within that space, and there's major distinctions, is really what I learned through Sean, with Sean. I can't explain it in 10 seconds on this video, but what I could say, it is profound. It really is, in all fairness. It's unbelievable.
How about this?
And these are 25
And the 8 to
beautiful
25 meetings is just a simple way to measure the value and impact, but it is not the big value.
Nope.
The big value is the relationships we've created,
Absolutely.
who we become in the process, and the fact that for me personally, as I'm wearing all black, this is the truth, the greatest accomplishment of my life was when we beat Hasbrook Heights my senior year. Not Cresco my freshman year, Hasbrook Heights my senior year. I never thought I could eclipse that feeling, right? Other than with things with my kids. This is not about my kids, right? Just for me personally, accomplishment, right? I beat that by a split hair when I got the top 100 national jury verdict from Mark Wachanski in Arizona in 2016, by a split hair. I had tears pouring down my face when the jury verdict was read, and I remember sitting there thinking, I never thought anything could be better than beating Heights and what we did that night together, right, with my high school brothers, right, the Cavos. It was slightly better winning Wachanski, and someday, I'll go into all the reasons why. I am positive that when we finish this mission and build this, and the impact we're gonna have on not only each other's lives, but on all the lives we touch and the world overall, that's gonna blow both away. And that's what gets me up early and keeps me up late, makes me wear all black. And Nicole, you can social proof me in this. How insanely, what is the insanity of the pace that we are keeping to make this mission a reality? How crazed am I and engaged in this? Give some social proof, truthful reality.
It's nonstop and then some. I mean, it's insane. It's literal. actual insanity.
Tons insanity.
And that's rooted in what Coach Slazak taught me. Like, when you're going to go all in, he taught us to go all in. My buddy Tom Filatico's got 7 concussions from high school football because Tom was all in, right? We were just all in. Like, we were all in every day at practice. We were all in everything we did every single day. Like I wasn't taught all in my adult life. I was taught all in Emerson High School, and that's where that's why I got.
And I believe that's what you need to make a dream happen.
Yeah,
you have to be all in, you have to be fully committed. Those extra 2 hours of watching your favorite show on TV on Sunday night, instead of doing that, go do some research in what you want to build, what you want to do with your life, in your business career and personal life. Whatever you want to do, you got to be all in.
Yeah. And by the way, like, so to props, because we talked, David's talked about, like, Nicole has been all in because she's been in a whole new world and a whole new ecosystem, losing sleep, staying up late, traveling all over the world, meeting all kinds of really wonderful people, some kind of crazy and nuts people. Some
Hearing
people
every
she's like, don't give that person any time, they're scary and crazy, and then I listen to it, she gets mad at me, and then she was right and I was wrong. Like, all kinds of things happen like every single day.
Can I get an amen?
Like making me go down making me go down skeleton races, like and bagging something I can't see, and I'm crashing into walls on courses my God versus soul people died on in the 2010 Olympics. She's ragging me that, she's jumping off a space needle. I don't even know what's happening, right? But a lot's happening. And then Tina, you built amazing ecosystems around you as you're running off the day, I'm not going to say the name unless you do, but the day after you finish Legendary Mastermind, you're in like this massive celebrities space shooting stuff for you doing on television.
Yeah. So I'm doing a show, I'm associate producer of a show called Before the Fame. So one of our episodes that we're finishing up is on Mike Tyson. So we went to film at Tyson Ranch the day after Legendary Mastermind, and it was awesome. It was awesome, and you know, those are just the types of things that we're talking about with our ecosystems. Is, you know, basically it's at 0 degrees right now. They say 6 degrees of separation, but we're also connected with our immediate worlds, and within those 0 degrees. We have so many outreaches available to all of us. So that's basically our ecosystem.
And I'll Rob 1 sec. In this week alone, I mean, we're pushing on probably 7-8 hours together.
Easily. I was just going to say that.
On planning,
Yeah.
plus practice mastery pushes over 10 hours together.
Yeah.
So we're living what we said. And for those that went to the last Legendary Mastermind, my goodness, I hope that you're accelerating off of that. I hope you're talking. Like we're accelerating.
Yeah,
right?
while we're running our own businesses.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like we spend 10 hours with each other in the last 7 days while you're doing your radio shows, you're running your business. Sean, I mean, you're running.
Yeah, Dave's around. You got radio shows,
I mean,
giant stuff.
Little Shug, I mean, you got going on
Fox,
just
ESPN.
this scenario.
Nicole's like inventing unicorn homes and like going through multiverses into like Narnia.
Yeah.
So Narnia, I love that.
But
But
if it's important to you, you will find time, not excuses.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing. If it's important to you, you will find the time to commit yourself to it. If it's not, then you're going to find an excuse where later becomes never. And then all those people that took advantage and capitalized on it, you're going to be the one on the coattails trying to catch up, and it's going to be too late.
Excellent. Tomorrow never comes, and I think if I can get an amen from David and Tina specifically, there's no question that Sean sets the pace.
Without a doubt.
There's no question that, like, we were friends and we started doing business together. We loved each other, but this ecosystem merger and what he's doing, and he can one day. And I've known him for about 2 years, and one day I just heard influencers influencing influencers. So merging ecosystems, so 1 + 1 = $1 trillion to make the world a better place. And it just happened from Sunday to Monday, but it really happened over 20 years.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget when you introduced it, which was in late October to me, or maybe early November. I'll go back to my notes.
And I'll tell you, so the bottom line is, when it's okay, is when everybody wins. We played that Bruce clip at the beginning of Legendary Mastermind, said nobody wins unless everybody wins. And I believe that. So this doesn't work unless Nicole wins by doing all the sacrificing she's doing. Rob wins, Tina wins, David wins, I win, everybody wins that's giving and contributing. Everybody that came to Legendary Mastermind contributed to that ecosystem being something with their time. Even if there's a tiny percentage of people that came just to take, their presence still made it something, and I hope they win too. I hope that they understand the giving more than the taking, but they win too. But that was a room full of givers, and as we approached Dallas, and now we're gonna have an integrity check. There were people that committed by getting on stage. They would bring a certain number of people, and they didn't, right? And I love you anyway. It's okay. Like, I'm telling you this, I'm gonna set the pace. I'm going to put 50 people from my ecosystem into that room. And I put a bunch there, right? I'm going to put 50. If everybody commits and puts 10, as my phone is ringing, into that room, we're going to get to 500 people. So the question for you, and if you don't see the value in that and how all of a sudden you'll show up differently in the ecosystems of the people in this room and some of the other major influencers that were Legendary Mastermind, and I'm going to name a couple names, the Chris Crones, right, who's been my partner in launching this, the Promise, who's rising, you know, rapidly in her star. She's not that she was a star when she came in, but like everybody's aware of her star power and what she's doing. Like, you bring people, you make things happen in that room, and of course Milo and other amazing people, like, you're just going to be adding value, and you're going to get exponential amounts in return. You just show up, oh, okay, you're going to get something, but like, this is about giving, and I'm deep into my own pocket for making this happen. I'm deep into my own time for making this happen. Reach into your heart, reach into your soul, and let's make this happen together for massive value in return. Because I tell you what, we're changing the world in this room, right? And you're welcome to come on that ride with us, but we're not gonna miss. I promise you. And there's way too many people doing way too many things on stages and platforms, making way too much money and not changing the world. They're enriching their own pockets. We're gonna be changing the world. And when I say change the world, let me be specific. Educating people on how they can create economic acceleration for themselves, understand how they can go from hello to yes with people, and understand how they can get themselves to follow through by changing their prioritization, their values, how they show up in life. All of those things are things that we're going to be giving and offering with amazing other people to do it. Any final comments there?
Amen.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Yeah,
Right?
well said. Thank you very much.
Hey,
Mic drop.
mic drop, boom. Legendary Mastermind Dallas is coming. There's more coming in between. Be reaching out and sharing. Come to the Legendary Mastermind Facebook page. Anything else, anybody? We're good?
No, we're great.
Okay.
Have a great afternoon.
Have an amazing
Have a
day.
great one.
Awesome.